Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. My name's Patty, and this is my channel, and I like to talk about some true crime and Summer Wells. And I got involved doing videos because, when I found out that Summer Wells was missing, and this case really bothered me, and I just had some feelings, and I wanted to come on and talk about it. So that's why I started doing videos, and I'm not monetized on this channel. I get really upset, you guys. I was upset for a couple days because people are so nasty and hateful, when they say such negative things all the time. I was watching The Lab the other night, and in his chat, and I'm not normally in a chat. I don't really go in too many chats for that very reason, because a lot of people like to fight with you and say crap to you. So I usually don't, or I get really aggravated. And I really got aggravated because this lady, Doolittle, something, I don't know who she was, but she kept saying, through the whole time that Josh was trying to talk, she kept adding comments. I'm ashamed of you, Josh, because you're not putting out correct information, and quit lying, Josh, and quit saying this, and you're not telling the truth, Josh. And she wouldn't stop. And I get very defensive of people that I like. I like Josh. I've been following him for almost 3 years at The Lab. And he's never really done anything ignorant to anybody that I know of. And he's usually got a great sense of humor. And I enjoy his channel. So I was really aggravated that these people started to fight, and then she got some girlfriend up there doing the same thing, fighting another lady. And then she puts in the comments, she says, I'm unsubscribing to your channel, question and crime, because I was defending Josh. Well, I don't really care. You're negative, lady. And I told her, I said, that's wonderful. I'm glad, because you're a negative lady, because she kept leaving negative comments to me. And, you can take them for so much, and then it drives you nuts. So, anyways, I was just like disgusted. I get disgusted with all these nonsense stories. And it's like always something new with Fred. Always. And I have nothing. Please hear me. I have nothing against Ziggy. I have watched her channel. I have said, I have watched her and enjoyed her at times, but a lot of times she has allowed Fred to come out here and tell these bullcrap stories that are not true, and people are listening to all this, and people are getting confused, and it's very depressing hearing all this stuff, like sending all these people on wild goose chases, and like, oh, she's here, she's there, she's this, so and so. I'm just really aggravated with it. And I don't, listen, I don't have anything against Fred. I really don't think that he's had anything to do with this, but it's a possibility, because they were acting very suspicious of Fred. I don't have anything against anybody. Okay? Like, I don't believe anybody did anything to Summer of the neighbors, because I truly believe the parents know where Summer is. But I do find Jody Sue Brown to be very suspicious, and she has been lying. And I'm going to show you something tonight where she has been lying, and she is a very suspicious person. But, and who knows, when I'm done talking to you about it, you might think she's suspicious too when I show you. But she goes over there spewing all this stuff. She's the one who started all these rumors about Andy. She's the one who's been saying all these things, and then YouTubers go and run with the bullcrap stories that Jody Sue says, and then they say they don't trust her, they don't believe her, but yet they're spreading all her stories. You know, uh, it's just craziness in the Summer Wells case, and I just feel like, you know, Summer gets lost in all of this, and I get really mad when I see people, like, I don't care if you're a channel and you get donations, right? But if you're like really making a bunch of money, during a live, and you're talking, about the Summer Wells case, then I'm bothered by it. I'm sorry. It seems like it's exploitation of a missing child to me. And that's just my personal opinion. And I really don't think that anybody from YouTube is going to solve the Summer Wells case. And I don't think I am either. And everybody only has opinions, but really, nobody's going to do this but the police. The police are going to have to do this, and we don't know how long it takes, and we don't know how this is going to turn out. I mean, my heart's been broken over the past few days of Madeline Soto, the girl that, supposedly went missing, that her parents say, stepdad said, and her mother said, and she wasn't missing. She was unalived by her stepfather, and I believe her mother knows because she was being SA'd in the home. And, don't give me flack for this, but I have, when I see pregnant people, I just know when people are pregnant. And maybe that's just weird, but I can tell by their facial features and things like that. And I just have this really weird feeling that Madeline Soto was pregnant. I mean, she had a puffy face, a puffy body, her stomach, in her birthday picture. So, I don't know. But, it's really sad for that little girl. But yet again, more parents lying about the whereabouts of their child, saying she's a missing child, and really they're the ones who have done this to her. Same with, I believe, with this Sebastian Rogers. I believe that missing 15-year-old boy, I believe that he, out of Tennessee, I believe that he did not walk away from home. My son is not autistic. My son has a disability. He's 35 years old, but he lives with me and I take care of him. But he would never go walking out alone with no shoes on. He would never not take his phone. I don't have any children who would ever forget their phone, okay? And Madeline didn't take hers, and this Sebastian didn't take his phone. And I'm just saying that kids don't go without their cell phones. Adults don't even go without their cell phones, let alone children. And if this Sebastian was afraid of bugs, his mom said he was even afraid of a fly. So I don't think he would be wandering around in the dark. To me, I just feel like probably the stepdad seems suspicious to me. He didn't even hug the mother while she was trying to give her statement, and that bothered me. So, I really hope and pray that Sebastian's okay. Bless his heart. And I just pray, Lord, that you'll help these deceased children and, keep them in your kingdom and your care, Lord, because this is really, really sad. And it's happening nonstop. But anyways, I don't want to stay on that long, but I do want to get down to a couple of these things. So, I don't know what your feelings are, and I don't really care because you know what? I'm not trying to be mean, but The thing is that whether you like a creator or you don't like a creator, it's almost, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because if I believe Fred, then people, say you're crazy because Don and Candace, I mean that blah, 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 Andy did this and blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, no matter who you believe, no matter who you say, there's people out there that are just gonna come at you and not like you, okay? If you like someone else or if you like another creator, then people are mad at you. And so, like I said, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So, I don't really care if people like certain people because I'm not about the people. I'm not here to like or love any of these people. I don't know these people. I don't know none of these creators. I don't know none of these people that are looking for Summer Wells. I care about Summer and I care about information being put out there. And I care that it's sad that all this chaos goes on in the Summer Wells case and people getting ticked off, and it's just like a nightmare to me right now. And so I was discouraged for a few days, but whatever, I'm not going to let it bother me. The police are going to find Summer, however that is, however that looks. Whether she's alive or she's deceased, I pray that she's alive. But it doesn't look good. And the thing is, they're going to find out, and something's going to be done about it. We just don't know when, and it's very discouraging. So, but anyways, I want to just talk to you right now about, so Ryan finds truth, and I hope he doesn't mind me showing a clip of his video, a part of his video here. He is out searching for Summer Wells, and if you haven't subscribed to him, if you like, think searches and stuff, because that's what he's been doing. He's been out searching, looking for clues, and but anyways, he actually went and talked to Andy Bernard's boss. And, people can say, oh, well, his boss would just cover him. I don't believe that for a minute. And I'm going to show you through other ways that Andy was not on that road at that time of day. And that Fred wants to say, and I do believe that Fred seen him either later that day when he got home, or he seen him the day before. And Andy even said that the day before he did have to move his car over because Fred almost took the door off his vehicle. So I truly believe that Fred has his days mixed up, but he is very adamant about it. But I just do not believe Fred whatsoever. I don't have anything against him. I just don't believe him or his stories. I don't believe that he... Listen, you guys, these people have lived around Summer Wells. I mean, she was 5 years old when she went missing. It just seems like, if somebody really wanted to grab a kid, I mean, they would have done it before this. I don't know. Maybe that's a good age to take kids. Who knows? I notice a lot of kids that age, are being hurt. But anyways, I'm just saying these people lived around all these kids. They lived around Wyatt and Josie and Waylon and Jody Sue's kids. And I just really don't believe that anybody from around there did this, or an abductor. So I believe the parents know. And if they don't know, then I do believe that this has something to do with, I don't want to say it, but possibly Jody Sue, because her time can't be accounted for. Her time. And I that sent off a red flag to me a long time ago. So I want to show you some stuff. But anyways, this is Ryan from Ryan Finds Truth. And he went and seen Andy Bernard's boss. And I don't see no reason that this man would lie to the police and lie to everybody else. So this is what I want you to hear this for a few minutes under fair use. I'm not monetized, Ryan, so I'm not gaining anything from this. And I'm telling people they need to come to your channel. So, and whether you like Ryan or not, it's beside the point. Like I said, it has nothing to do with the person. It has to do with information and making sure that we know what the correct information is. Okay, listen to him.
Today, which appears to be pretty much standard for how the workday goes there. So I waited there until closing to talk with Brian. I spoke with Brian for about 30 to 40 minutes and asked him if he recalled whether or not Andrew was at work on that day on June 15th, 2021. He said Andy arrived late that day, which was typical for him, and that Andy was there all day and finished up until closing time around 6 p.m. He said sometimes after work, Andrew would even sit in his car for a while using his phone, so it's possible he may have actually left later than 6 p.m. He confirmed that he remembered all of this because it's exactly what he told the police when they asked him in 2021. He also said that he provided the security camera footage to them as well. I asked Brian if Andy could have slipped away at any point during the day to go to Ben Hill and then return back at work later. He said he or his son would have noticed that, and if he had driven the 26 minutes or so home and back, he would have been gone for a minimum of an hour, and that certainly would have been noticed. I believe Brian Hayworth is about as reliable a source as you could ask for on this matter, so I do believe that Andy has an alibi of being at work all day until at least after 6 p.m. on June 15th. The only way Andrew Bernard could have had any involvement in this disappearance is if he was able to pull something off after returning from work around 6:30 p.m. at the earliest. After speaking with Brian, I realized there was still a loose end. There is still a statement made by Fred Hill that he saw Andrew on Ben Hill Road that day around 3:15 p.m. I wanted to give Fred a chance to respond to this new information and possibly change the day that he could have seen Andy on that road. So I reached out to Ziggy to see if there's any way we could possibly speak to Fred again. Ziggy was able to get Fred to call me tonight, and I spoke to Fred on the phone. When I told Fred that I had confirmed Andrew has an alibi, being at work all day until 6 p.m., Fred insisted that he had seen Andy on Ben Hill Road that day. He also stated that law enforcement had shown him trail cam footage showing Andy on Ben Hill Road that day, as well as trail cam footage showing other people, including Candace. When I asked him why law enforcement would show him those photos, he said it was because they were asking him to confirm to them who the people in the photos were. So those are the current facts as I know them. Anyone can ask Brian Hayworth to confirm. I didn't want to record the conversation because conversations go a lot better with people around here if you aren't shoving a camera in their face. I also asked him if any reporter or YouTuber had ever contacted him over the past 2.5 years to confirm Andy's alibi, and he said no.
Okay, so I want to just talk about that. So I really don't think that Brian's lying for Andy. And it's just frustrating, people going over and over saying Andy, you know, this, Andy, that. No, I don't think so. And I don't think Brian, his boss, would have lied to the police for him and give him footage of Andy at work all day. But I want to say something else because I know that I heard different people, not just Don, but I heard Jody Sue. I heard, who else was it? Someone else, one of the other neighbors. And they said that Andy came in around 6 and so did Don at the same time. That they came pulling in at 6 o'clock at the same, around the same time. So 6:30, whatever. So no, there's no way, Fred. I don't believe you unless you really can prove this somehow. And I just really don't believe it. But even if he was, you know, Andy could possibly, I think that Andy was late that day from work because he started running around with his girlfriend there, wife now, and I think Jody Sue caught him, and that's how he got caught that day, because I do believe that somehow, I don't know if he was seen at his girlfriend's around 6 or something, I don't know, but I remember Jody Sue talking about it, but I cannot believe anything that Jody Sue Brown says anymore. I wanted to play you something, and I was just really shocked listening to it. Let me go to my library here and see if I can pull it up for you. Let me see here. I gotta go down a little bit here. But yeah, this is just a bunch of nonsense in this case. And I don't know who was the helicopter picture. You know, I thought Jody Sue had the helicopter video and Candace had one of the tree trimmers. I thought that. I'm not sure, but anyways, let me get to what I was going to show you. And I want you to hear this for a minute, if I can get to it. Okay, I think it's this one. But I'm not sure, so hold on.
On these recordings that he's releasing. For some reason, Joey thinks that I'm in cahoots with Nerdy. I have never prompted me to go live to talk about it really quick, and I didn't want to do a long one because I want to keep it short so people can hear. Then, all right, so Jody went live. I'm so flustered because...
Okay, hold on. I gotta set you down just for a minute. I have to get here, you guys. Hold on. I know I went black there for a minute. Okay. So, I know that people might give me flack because I'm sharing something of Tiffany Marie's, because she's another person that a lot of people get mad, don't like her, and I am not against Tiffany. I didn't watch her channel a lot, but I know that she is a very good resource as far as she has a lot of information on her channel. And like I said, I have nothing personal against her. I've never really dealt with Tiffany Marie. You know, I have no idea. You know, I'm trying not to get too personal about these people, you know, because we're supposed to be in this for Summer Wells. And whether she is somebody you like or you don't like I said, I don't think that has reverence to it, because she's going to show you in this video, you're going to hear Jody Sue talking, and you're going to see how Jody Sue Brown lied, and you're also going to see that there's no possible way that Andy could be home at that time. So, under fair use and copyright laws, I hope Tiffany Marie doesn't mind that I'm sharing a clip of her video. And her channel's called TM. And if you want to subscribe to her, she has a lot of information on the Summer Wells case. And I know that she I don't know how she feels now, But I know that she was kind of supporting the Wells family and believing they were innocent, but I really don't believe they are. But that's just her opinion, and that's just the way she's handling the Summer Wells case, I guess, in her mind. But in my mind, I really truly believe the parents know. Now listen, if Don and Candace were out searching, if they were out pleading to the media, then I would not think that they were suspicious. But they are not looking for their daughter, Summer Wells. She's missing out of Rogersville, Tennessee. She was 5 when she went missing. She went missing in 2021, June 15th. If you have any information, please call 1-800-TBI-FINE. But, I would think that someone else might, like Fred or Andy or any of them, could have done something to Summer Wells. If Don and Candace weren't acting the way they are. But the fact is that they're not concerned. They're not looking. They haven't cared since day one, tells me that they already know what happened to her. And people, it makes sense that they wouldn't look for her. It makes sense that they don't want to know anything about what's going on because they've already known what happened to Summer. Okay? And that's just my opinion. And so, anyways, I want you to hear what Jody Sue says and Tiffany Marie's that she caught on video or however she recorded. So listen to this for a few minutes and we'll talk about it.
I'm overwhelmed and a million things were going through my head.
Sorry.
And wish that I would have known. I guess I don't know. All stuff happens for a reason. I don't really know. I almost feel sick. But so listen to this. After Jody is sitting on her channel saying how she's not triggered by this at all, it doesn't bother her, she's laughing, it's so hilarious. No, actually, it's not. And I believe you need to be arrested immediately, Jody Sue. Okay? Because if I was in charge, you'd be in a box for 24 hours till you squirm like a little pig. Okay? All right. So this is why I'm sick to my stomach. Listen.
Listen.
That's my mind all the time. Yeah. All the time. I don't know. We don't know who just. I do know who the red truck belongs to. You believe your neighbor that they heard a strange. Jody Sue's mother has a red truck.
Jody Sue's mother. This is the neighbor that disappeared.
You do believe her? Do you believe your neighbor that they? We don't know who just. I do know who the red truck belongs to. You believe your neighbor that they heard a strange. Jody Sue's mother has a red truck.
Jody Sue's mother. This is the neighbor that disappeared.
You do believe?
Never, ever have I heard Candace like that talking about Jody Sue. So Jody Sue, if I were you, simmer, bitch, you are suspect as fuck. Candace,
excuse me for the swear words.
So, back in November, your mom.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm not at the right place.
So yeah, she mentioned.
Hold on.
Led her to, so I didn't even put a lot of credibility into it because I don't know what their conversations.
Excuse me.
Because Candace Wells is telling you Jody Sue's mom has a red truck. And that is the only time I've ever heard Candace have so much conviction in her voice about her baby girl. And I trust that. Never heard her like that ever before.
So.
And Jody can sit over there in the dark.
Okay, hold on.
As emotional, Donna Barnes. Candace totally thinks Jody Sue is sus. So you want to know what Jody Sue's excuse is for this? It is that a couple days before that was when Candace wanted her to change her story. And don't forget, that story came out because Jody put it out. Did anybody really ever believe that you could see Summer in the shower with Don, because I didn't.
She couldn't see from the trailer. I don't care. She must have been
Said
at the house.
same to Jody Sue if I were her neighbor. I'll be damned if anyone ever said that about my baby girl and her father.
Okay.
How honest channel, I will share his
Okay, hold on.
Pimpville. He was only on Twitter for like the longest.
Hold on.
I appreciate his work. I really do. He's not gonna play these games because I'm not having it. I'm just not. Here, take his link. I'm gonna go back to relaxing.
Oh,
I
I'm
want you to
sorry.
listen to the recordings that he's putting out. I don't know how many more he has. I don't know if he plans to put out more, but I'd say this is a pretty serious situation.
Yeah, this is it.
And I think that it's important we listen to Candace on this one, even if you don't want to believe her. I'll probably be back at some point. I just don't know.
That's it. It isn't the one. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean that. Okay, come on. It's not the one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to,
They're like, wow.
I didn't either.
Looking for the most comfortable, stylish, easiest pants around? Try new Skechers Slip-In Pants. Just slip in and experience Skechers' innovative comfort technology fabric that's breathable, wrinkle-free, and moves with you. Look great and be comfy in Skechers Slip-In Pants.
I hate commercials so bad. You guys know that. I get really mad because I can't even believe they gotta show so many. Like, we're forced. They're making us. No, that ain't the one. I'll get to it. Don't.
I've not clicked on you in probably like 10 months. But why would you even let something like that stay?
Hold on. This is important.
When they left Don and Candace's house. Just a little info.
Sorry.
I didn't know how to get it out to a lot of people. Thanks.
Okay, I must have to go down farther or something because I watched it last night.
Hey y'all, I'm
Okay, maybe it's this one. I'm hoping. Because I had it.
Right. Okay, so
Okay, first of all, at the beginning of the, wait a minute. You won't believe what you will believe what Jody Sue Brown says, but
All the left sucks. Am I behind? How can she rip flowers out if she can't get around?
hold on.
Well, we know him. Were you Jody Sue? Is that why you jumped in the creek? Just a question. I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Hold on.
Kind of abuse that Candace by him. Blood. They wear more children's blood than the criminals, and they're profiting from it. Every fucking day, every one of these creators.
Blood. Then the criminals. Clips that I'm playing today had one more thing in plans to do, because we are at August 1st and I'm going to I want to put some attention on Rosemary Bly. This is her missing month.
Let me get a little bit farther. Sorry.
Usual would be usually it would be an accident or abduction. It's just as long as I have. Let me pull up the next one. And that, look at her old content on Summer. She made awesome videos for Summer in the very beginning, especially. She was right on the money. So, Roger Rabbit.
Hold on, it's coming up.
We all do too. Welcome to our rabbit hole. Thank you for subbing to her. She's a sweetheart. A couple weeks ago. The one before that is from November of last year. Let me pull up the next one. And that one's no biggie, but it's no.
And I just started when yells are happening, etc. And then everything.
Tiffany Marie's going to read this to you because you cannot understand Jody Sue's mumbling at all. Hardly.
I should have actually already been dating. But he was running late.
He was running late. Andy was running late.
Otherwise, he would normally been there. And if everything going according to schedule, he would fit in right before 6 or right about.
Name of this video is Jody Sue questions
So if you hear
things.
her in the beginning, she says, I was not out that day because of the scream.
Did you hear that?
Come again? Thought you went outside when you heard the scream. Now she's saying, I was not out that day because of the scream. Then she says, I had plans to meet with Monster. Donna, what's new? What are you asking me? Guys, can you write in complete sentences? Because I have no clue what you guys are referring to. I know that you think that I know, but I'm ahead of you by like 30 seconds sometimes. So by the time you're asking me a question, if you don't put what you mean, I have no clue what you mean. So then I have to ask you, then I miss your answer.
Okay, hold on.
What's new, hun? You said that's new, question mark. What are you asking me is new? No, none of this is new. Jody said this way prior. Okay, she said this several weeks ago. You might not have heard it though because she's talks so much you don't know what's what. You have to really listen. Sorry, I meant Jody Sue. Oh, okay. I thought you were asking me. Sorry, John. I'm like, what is she asking me? I know she's confusing, Seymour. I get so frustrated up here when I listen to her because I'm like, she'll like try to keep your head straight. You can't even keep your head straight with this one because she's just a rambler, rambling on and on and on. And it's a different story every time. So now she says, I was not out that day because of the screen. I thought that the screen brought you out.
Yeah.
Now you're not out because of it.
Right.
Like, is she flipping up?
Yeah,
Like, hold on one sec.
she did. She said she went out. She heard the scream, so she was going to go out and look around. Remember? I got to fast forward a little bit because I believe she's gone for a few minutes.
So, like, I'm trying to think. I order online at one specific place.
Okay.
I'll handle it later on. Place. I'm not even gonna. All right. Easy as that. Simple, quick phone call. So, T-Boy, I was asking if Tiffany's paying for it. All right, we're gonna keep going. Over 50, they make you pay online here anyway. Well, it was over 50. All right, I'm gonna start this one.
Okay, listen.
Ordered 20 minutes before.
And was going out to meet him. Anyway. Right. And then as I started to drive over, yells are happening, etc. And then everything progresses from there, right? But it was, I should have actually already been down. But he was running late. Right? Otherwise, he would have normally been there. And if everything had gone according to schedule, he would have been in right before 6, or right at. But he was running late.
So just listen to this.
Right at.
Tiffany's going to read it to you.
Right
And the captions.
there. And if everything had gone according to schedule, he would have been in right before 6, or right.
If everything went according to plan, he would have been there right
Right.
before 6.
I'm gonna back up again because, hold on, I want to go all the way back. Because, sorry, I don't torture you, which is pretty soon, but I want to. All right, I'm gonna go slow, and I'm gonna repeat what she says so you all know, because this one was one of the. I would say this one's one of the harder ones to hear when it comes to her speech. She was feeling it that night.
She
for
had to be
sure.
feeling it. Something.
For sure.
She's at something.
Hold on one sec.
But this is an important video. And what she says
Make
here.
that comment also. Oh, yes. I can't keep worrying. Sorry, thank you. Thanks. Because I wouldn't have noticed. I don't like to leave comments up. Because they
Okay,
get in the
come
way
on,
of the
play
captions.
it.
So that's why I don't highlight the comments when I'm playing stuff. I know it's a little.
Okay, let's move long hair woman.
But next time I get food, I'll order from you guys, and I'm gonna give you an extra tip.
Okay.
They're just fucking losers. These people are such losers.
Okay, hold on.
Really. Yeah, gas is expensive, Tracy. It is. Yep, for sure. It's like the oldest trick in the book. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna order.
I'm trying to get to
I
it.
was not outside that day because of the scream. So why would the scream have kept you inside? She needed help to go out.
She said she needed help to go outside.
Yeah, Cheesecake knows what's up. Went outside to see the shape, yeah. Went outside to see the scream and see the shape. The scream was a cover for her actually being outside and seeing Summer and speaking to Summer that day. Her being worried about the sun is why she was in the creek.
Do you hear that?
The scream she saw the shape of, or
The scream was a
she
cover.
was a part of, in my theory and in my opinions, is
Because-
Death Sharp.
Yeah.
Keith, you have a good night at work, hon. Take care of yourself too. Be safe.
Okay, come on.
Rock and Robin says, oh, so she was not on the bank checking for where the scream came from?
No.
Let's see. Michelle says, that's weird. I would go outside if I heard it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, Salty Sea. Thank you for.
Sorry.
This is running into Jody. Her account of running into Jody was 4:30. Jody claims to have heard the scream between 4:30 and 4:42. So she's saying here that the scream kept her inside. So she's admitting she stayed inside because of the scream. And then she didn't go out to meet Andy until she walked down the driveway at 6:09. She said he would have been home at around 6, but he was late.
Okay, so that's number one. He was late. And there's text between Jody Sue and Andy that proves that he was, he's talking from work. She's talking to him. But really bothers me is that when Jody Sue showed this text and she talks about, she was talking to Andy, she has big time gaps in her timeline because she didn't respond back to him for like a couple hours each time, or an hour. Listen to this.
Plans to leave with monsters.
She had plans to leave with Monster that day.
Then she says, I have plans to leave with Monster. Wait a minute. That's not what the text said. Because Andy said, if I recall correctly, Andy said he was on his way, and she's like, she said something like, are you getting me? Like, are you, let me go see what the actual text said, because I don't want to say it wrong. So let's go back in time real quick. So her text messages say, let me go right to it. Give me 1 sec. So here they are. So her text messages
Sorry.
$2:14. She said the noise woke her up. Remember, she said she heard a truck door slam.
2:14. Jody Sue hears a truck door slam because she said it woke her up, and that's what she put in her text on June 15th to Andy.
She doesn't answer him. All right.
She-
If one of my mods could drop the link for the text messages, that way people can have them. I'll pin them to the chat. Actually,
You'll have to go look at
I might
this.
even be able to get it.
It says Jody Sue questions things because of certain people being late.
Actually have them in your hand and look at them.
Andy being late, so you can go look for these text messages. I don't know if she shows them. I don't remember.
All right, June 15th text. So right here, Jody Sue and Andy text messages. So if anybody needs to refer back to these, you go right ahead. They're right here. I'm gonna pin them for you. I'm gonna take Rose's link down, but I'm gonna go over Rose's.
Okay, she's gonna go over these texts if we can get to them.
She's okay, and all she says is,
Oops.
"Going to see." He says okay at 2:38. Then at 3:14, he says too long, no response. You okay? She says yeah at 3:45. So it takes her a half hour to answer that she's okay, and all she says is yeah.
Yeah, Andy said it took you too long to respond. Are you okay? I mean, she waits for a half hour to respond to him. It's weird at 2:14. Okay, listen.
He answers back 3 minutes later, okay. Oh no, sorry. Oop, that was a double one. Scratch that. He did not write back 3 minutes later. Oops. So after she says yeah, he sends her, "What you doing?" at 3:58 p.m. 4:52. It takes her a whole hour
See?
to say talking to kids.
Talking to kids.
5:31 p.m. she sends him heart. So half hour. Well, let's see. 38 minutes. Out of nowhere, she sends him a heart 38 minutes later. So she says talking to kids. She doesn't even say talking to the kids. She says talking to kids. Kind of makes you wonder, like, whose kids is she talking to? Talking to hers? Talking to the neighborhood kids? Whose kids is she talking to? But who knows? Maybe she's just shorthand text. So he writes to her after she sends the heart at 5:31. Not off yet. She says, "Okay, soon?" ?
You're not off yet,
There's
Andy.
no plans of him picking her up and going anywhere. She says here she planned to leave with him. There were no plans to leave with him. He says, "About to leave. What am I doing?" If there were plans, he wouldn't have had to ask what he was doing, right? So she says, "Getting me? ? Or not? ... He says, "You want me to?" And he says, "If you do, we'll head there, but got to get drink on way." She says, "Yeah, I'll pick the bottom in 20. He says, "We'll text when past so you ain't in heat very long." She says, "Okay, see you soon. Gonna head down and mess with my flowers anyway." He says, "Okay, on my way." She says, "Okay, see you soon" at 6:09.
6:09.
So tell me if that sounds like they had previous plans. It doesn't sound like it to me. Because I'll tell you, if I had plans,
Tell me how Andy is texting Jody Sue at all these times from work and talking about coming home. And he was late from work as it was. And it's really strange to me that there's no way that Andy could have been on that road at that time, I'm sorry, or any of them times, because like Brian said, his boss, it would have really took him a little while to do what he had to do and come back and all this stuff. But Jody Sue has him on text at those times. And so what really gets to me is that Jody Sue Brown, when did she have time to search for Summer? She told us that she heard the scream. She went out checking, and that's when she ran into Candace and blah, blah, blah. So I'm sorry, she changed her stories, and it's really weird, her saying, I didn't go outside because of the scream. You know, she was upset because Andy was running late, and I think he was running late because he stopped at his girlfriend's house, and that's what I think. Wife now, but girlfriend at the time that he was running around on Jody Sue with. But, you know, she's waiting at the end of the driveway, see you down there in 20 minutes. Well, what are you doing, Jody Sue? You said you were out searching creeks, the banks, and trying to keep your scent down and blah, blah, blah. But that proves to me that Andy was not home. And I don't believe he was on the road texting Jody Sue. So, but there's a little bit more I want you to hear on this.
I wouldn't have needed to ask, are you kidding me? Like, are you coming to get me? Like, what are you doing? He says, what am I doing? So he doesn't know what he's doing. He's asking her, what am I doing? There were no plans set in stone, for sure. So this here is a lie.
Makes you wonder if she wanted
She said, getting me or not?
him to get her out of
So
there
there were no plans, in my opinion.
while Summer was
So
being
Chase,
searched
let
for.
me ask you a question. When you are waiting for your husband to come home from work, let's say sometimes he'll pick you up and bring you somewhere, sometimes you'll stay home. If you had plans for him to get you, would he need to ask you what your plans were, or anybody, not just chasing? I just said Jason because she had asked, she had written in the chat. So what do you guys think? Does it sound like they have plans, or does it sound like they didn't have plans and things were up in the air? There was
And she
nothing
just
set in
wanted
stone?
him to
Because
come and
me,
take her
that
somewhere.
doesn't sound like anyone who had plans set in stone ahead of time at all. Bridget says he's asking her because she runs the show and he didn't know if she still wanted to go out. Oswald Baby says, sounds to me like Jody Sue wanted to get off the hill before they noticed Summer was gone or before they reported it.
Yeah, doesn't that seem like it?
Selena says, are the flowers her flower like her flower? Selena.
No.
She's gonna go down and mess with Stop it. Get your mind out of the gutter, girl. You trying to make me laugh?
But
You're cute.
no, it's just really...
So, let's see. Juju drop. I'm not even gonna give her a pass. Like, oh, well, maybe she was taking drugs that day. Like, no pass for you, Jody Sue. She also said she pulled her flowers up. Yes, she did. She said before she moved, she pulled all the flowers up out of the flower beds in the middle of the night and took the bulbs with her. Crazy. That's crazy. No.
Okay, so, to me, Jody Sue, I don't believe that she was out doing all the stuff that she said she was doing. I believe she lies. I believe she's lied about this whole thing, about everything she said. I don't believe that Andy was selling stuff. He was selling weed. Weed does not sedate little kids. Weed does not sedate anybody unless you got some powerful weed that knocks you out. But I'm sorry. Andy has admitted that he was dealing weed here and there to people he knew. And he had been in trouble, and he admitted that before, you know, for drugs. But, you know, Fred Hill has been in a lot of trouble. And, you know, Ziggy should be concerned when when Fred said that he's under investigation for 2 murder cases. But, you know, I'm just saying to you guys, I don't believe that none of these people did this unless maybe Jody Sue had a part of this. It's really weird that she wants to put herself right out there in this case and tell stories. But obviously, she did not do the things that she said, because there's no way that she could be texting and running on the bank searching and saying, I'll meet you at the end of the driveway and I'm going to go mess with my flowers and blah, blah, blah. So, no. And she would have been saying something to Andy. And Andy really didn't find out that Summer was missing until he came in at 6:30, whatever time that was. And Don Wells was just there too and ran into him and was talking to him. So no. And, but the neighbors have. Jody Sue has been a suspect in Candace's eyes and in Don's eyes. So, you know, it's a good possibility that maybe Jody Sue's hand is in this. But like I said, I truly believe the parents know where Summer Wells is. I'm not going to accuse them of doing anything to her because I do not know what happened to Summer Wells. But I do believe that Protective Services was coming the day that day, and that they had to get rid of her. That's all I believe. And I believe that Candace and Don met somewhere. I believe the picture was like supposed to be a proof of life, but I don't even believe that was done that day. I don't believe that video was from that day or the swimming video. So I think she just showed him to the cops, but I don't believe that was that day. You know, no. It makes sense because Andy told us that he was the one that bought cigarettes and beer for Candace that day because she probably couldn't leave the house. I mean, the cops don't really let you leave anywhere. So everybody was saying, oh, the police bought Candace booze and cigarettes. No, it was Andy that got him for her that day. Also, I truly believe that Fred Hill was listening to videos a lot, the same as Hunter was listening to videos a lot. And then he went and gave his little theories, okay? People watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I believe that's where they're getting their information from. So, like Fred Hill, you know, he lied and said that Rose Bly was at the Wells house. And they weren't even living there, I don't believe, when Rose Bly went missing. So he lied about Cotton, a deceased guy. And, you know, how convenient to blame a deceased guy. But I don't know. I think Fred is feeding Ziggy any kind of information, even if it's not true, because she's putting money on his books. She's helping him out. And so therefore, you know, every convict needs a place to live. Every convict in jail, they will prey on women. Men who are imprisoned will prey on women on the outside because they need a place to live and they need someone to take care of them. So it's not real love, ladies. If you think it's real love, then you don't understand, that you're being used. But I just can't understand why people go real life with suspects or people in the case involved. I mean, no, Fred might not be a suspect, Andy might not be a suspect, Jody Sue might not be a suspect, but the point is, you shouldn't be talking to them because they're probably witnesses, going to be witnesses in the Summer Wells case. And they're putting a lot of information, and when they go to get on stand, they better make sure that their stories are exactly the same as they said it, because they'll get caught up in their lies. And Fred must know that he has a right to remain silent, because things can, make him look guilty. So I don't know I do believe that that's the only reason he is saying these things to Ziggy, because he's getting attention and she's getting attention and he is getting help with money and things he needs, supplies, food, whatever, clothing, underwear, God knows what. But I just don't understand these people go in real life because, you know, it's not a good situation. Not at all. And it's, you know, why would you believe anybody in this case? I mean, like, really, do you think anybody actually in this case would tell the truth? I don't. The only people that I've believed so far has been Andy. I don't think, like, David Dodson did anything, or, you know, people had so many crazy theories. I think people should just stick to the facts. There isn't any evidence that says that somebody else did this to Summer, except for the people who are in that house at 110 Ben Hill Road, and I believe they know what happened to their daughter. You know, I really do. And I don't think that Andy's boss has a reason to lie, especially not to the police. I mean, business owners usually don't, okay? Like, why would you want to get yourself involved? And I don't think Summers was someone nice or special because, trust me, she would have been seen somewhere. She would have been spotted, and I don't think anybody would take the risk of taking a little girl. And even because this is like nationwide Amber Alerts and stuff, I really don't believe it. That somebody would just take her to be nice to her and just live with her. No. So, and Don and Candace, well, Don don't even believe that. And I don't care what anybody says. Candace could very well be guilty, but I truly believe that Candace might not even know, because Don could have took her out of that basement when Candace was stoned or high or drunk, whatever, that day. So, but there's a lot of scenarios, and I'm not going to take you on any wild goose chases or say anything. I don't believe that any of these people did this to Summer Wells. I truly believe that Don and Candace, they know something, and they have knowledge of something, or they would be acting a lot different. And so that's all I had to say. I know this was a little bit long. I didn't plan to go this long, but I really wanted to show you because Jody Sue's text to me between Andy and her proved to me that he was not home that day. I believe Fred has the wrong day. And I truly believe that Jody Sue was lying about so much. I mean, there's no way, according to her own texts and, you know, what she was saying, there's no way she could have been out on them banks unless she did it way later with everybody else. So I think she's full of it. And I don't know why she's coming out talking about all this stuff. I don't know if it's just for attention and money, or if it's for, you know, to try to make it look like everybody else is bad people and to get it off of her. I don't know. Like she's this innocent person. But everybody's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. So, and I'm no police officer. I'm just saying, there's no sense everybody getting worked up about, you know, Fred or Andy or anybody else, because I just don't believe that it is Andy or Fred or David Dodson or Robin Lane or any of these people. I'm serious. I think it is the parents, and that it's been the parents. Oh man, excuse me, the whole time. So, I don't know. I guess the lab's on now, so I'm going to go watch that. But you know, I love all you guys. There's some really good channels out there that I like. I watch Smiley Story World. I watch The Lab with Josh. I watch The Interview Room with Chris McDonough. I watch Knowledge is Power. I watch Common Sense True Crime. I watch Carrie Moody. I really like her. Who else? I check out really all the videos of all these people's channels. Oh, Remain Calm. I like her. I think she's sweet and funny. But I like how she does her videos. And I don't know, there's so many. There's a lot of good creators. And I basically watch them all if I can get little pieces of information about Summer Wells. I mean, I don't watch PG. I know a lot of people love PG, but I cannot handle her, right, screaming and swearing and getting upset and worked up. And I'm sorry to tell you, but a lot of times PG does tell bullcrap stories, and she has before. But I don't watch her. I don't really believe a lot of the things she talks about, and she goes on, and that's nothing personal. I don't think PG's bad or anything. I'm just saying that I have my preferences, and it's not that. And I would never watch, like, Miss Daisy. I don't even care, because she gets screaming and nasty on her channel too. So, oh, and Ryan finds truth. I think he's a nice guy. At least he's out trying to do something, and I give credit to anybody who's trying to help find Summer Wells. I don't care who you are. So, anybody that wants to bring awareness or discuss the case, I think it's all good. So, except for when they want to put out 1 million crazy stories that aren't even believable. So, if anybody wants to look guilty, Fred looks really bad. Jody Sue Brown looks really bad, but I truly believe the parents need to be taken in and grilled until they tell us where Summer is. And that's how I feel about that. And I pray and I believe this will get solved someday, and Summer will get justice. But we don't know when. It could take years, so it's disheartening because there's a lot of children missing, and, you know, it's very disheartening. So, I was going to see if I could find something here. I don't know. Let's put, yeah, Carrie Moody. I really like her. And if you didn't watch that video she put out tonight, you really need to. It's really an important and very good video, I think. So, and that was the video, Fred Hill's Earliest Stories. That is very important. I think everyone should go watch that. But here's Summer Wells. She's missing out of Rogersville,
Before we get into
Tennessee.
today's video, I did want to let you guys know that this video is for educational
So if you
purposes
see
only.
her,
Please remember to be kind to everybody, everywhere, in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store.
sorry, you know, this is her, and I pray that if anybody's seen her, that they will call 1-800-TBI-FINE. You know, no tips too small. These are her parents, and I'm sorry, but I believe they're the responsible ones. I'm not sending any hate to Don and Candace. I'm not trying to say terrible things, but I truly believe that they've done something to their child, and I don't know what it is. And as we've seen, so many people, children, parents, reporting their kids missing, and they're not missing. So, anyways, you guys, I hope you have a great week. The rest of the week, I love you. Take care, and God bless you. Good night. And hit that like and subscribe button. And thank you for being here, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.